Good evening and welcome to Poland Daily. I'm Nicholas Richardson and this is the news. Temporary hospitals are to be constructed at the National Stadium in Warsaw and in other voivodeships in Poland. The project is the response of the Polish government to the increasing number of coronavirus infections in the country. According to the Minister of Health, Adam Niedzielski, in the worst scenario, there might even be 15 to 20,000 new coronavirus infections daily in the coming week.
The construction of a new temporary hospital began on Friday at the National Stadium. The head of the Chancellery of the Prime Minister of Poland, Michał Dworczyk, is responsible for coordination of the project. The hospital is to have 500 beds, but it will be possible to place even 1,000 if necessary. In the worst-case scenario, the hospital will be ready in 2 or 3 or 4 weeks. In the meantime, we're doing everything we can to place additional beds in hospitals. The responsibility of the Ministry of National Defense, Ministry of Interior and Administration, Ministry of Health, and other regional hospitals, which are going through organizational changes so that there are enough beds for patients. In an interview with Polsat News, the former leader of the Civic Platform Party, Grzegorz Schetyna, said that the decision to construct temporary hospitals is the result of chaos. This is a result of the panic which has taken over our government over the last few months, during which they were trying to prepare our country for the epidemic. Prime Minister Mateusz Morawiecki has ordered the construction of temporary hospitals. It is a huge responsibility for his chancellery. Mr. Dworczyk is engaged in the project at the National Stadium and is responsible for coordination of the construction of this hospital. According to the Deputy Minister of Health, the second temporary hospital is to be constructed at the Central Sports Center Torwar. At least one temporary hospital is to be constructed in every single voivodeship in Poland.
The Deputy Prime Minister and leader of the Law and Justice Party is in quarantine after he had had contact with a person who was tested positive for the coronavirus.
After receiving the information that he had had contact with an infected person, in accordance with the recommendations of the main sanitary inspectorate, the leader of the Law and Justice Party, Jarosław Kaczyński, is going to be quarantined. Mr. Chairman feels good.
Wojciech Pszoniak, an outstanding Polish actor, died this morning in Warsaw at the age of 78. The cause of his death was cancer. He starred in over 100 films. Pszoniak's roles in movies directed by famous film and theatre director Andrzej Wajda became classics of the Polish cinema.
Wojciech Pszoniak graduated from the National Academy of Theatre and Arts in Krakow in 1968. In the same year, he made his big theatre debut in Klątwa or Curse by Stanisław Wyspiański, directed by famous theatre director Konrad Swiniarski. Pszoniak also performed in many other great plays by famous Polish playwrights. He also directed some plays on his own. The renowned actor played in more than 100 movies as well, the most famous of which were productions by Oscar-winning director Andrzej Wajda. In the 1980s, he moved to France. In 2007, he received the Golden Medal for Merit for Culture, Gloria Artis, and in 2011, the Commander's Cross of the Order of Polonia Restituta.
Wojciech Pszoniak was sworn in today by Polish President Andrzej Duda as the Minister of Science and Higher Education. 2 weeks ago, the newly appointed Minister of Education was unable to participate in Prime Minister Mateusz Morawiecki's new cabinet's swearing-in ceremony as he had tested positive for the coronavirus.
It is my most sincere intention to make sure that the parents indeed do have a say in what children are taught in schools, and I'm certain that the Minister of Education will focus on that. Parents have a right to defend their children and to have the proper means to do that. Ladies and gentlemen, we are living in very peculiar times, but this is a reality and we have to adapt to it. First and foremost, we need to make sure everyone is safe, students and professors alike, as well as all workers in the educational system. At the same time, we need to keep developing Polish science and education to use the entire potential which is there, but which is not yet fully utilized. These are the goals which will be systematically realized by the Ministry of Education.
Polish President Andrzej Duda participated in the 3 Seas Initiative summit held today in the capital of Estonia, Tallinn. In a post published on social media, Andrzej Duda emphasized the fact that thanks to the initiative, the 12 member countries may together work on a plan to strengthen the economy in this region, which is crucial in the fight against the coronavirus epidemic. That's the news. Thank you for watching. Stay with us for the weather, join me on Poland Daily Business, and stay with us for other programs. But from the news, it's have a good night and a better tomorrow.